It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. And we're coming to you live from CB Gitty. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
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 It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Gitty Gang Show. You can see I've got Danny Woodman in here with me today. Well distanced, about as far apart as we can be and still have the camera, have us both in the shot. We got Nick, the hovering producer of Acclaim, up here between us. And we're glad to be with you here today. I'm doing my best here to get the comments pulled up. Let's see, mash the buttons. There we go. Turn down your volume, Baker. So, the theme of today's show, if you saw the newsletter that went out earlier today, hopefully you did, we're going to sing some sea songs, some sea shanties, because apparently the kids on the TikToks, and not just kids, sea shanties have become a thing. Who knows how or why these things work, but turns out I've got a couple of books. One book that features sea shanties and other related sea songs, and then a couple of others that include them as part of larger Celtic and Irish collections. So we are glad that you are here with us. Max Wiedenheft just pointed out that this is the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
I would beg to differ.
It's possible you're having a bit more fun than us, Max. I'm just saying. So, yeah, we're glad to be here. We got several videos. Kale from Portness sent one in. J-Dub herself, Janice Wilson Hughes, sent in a video, which I was glad to hear. She has been on kind of an extended sabbatical away from her pottery studio. So the supply of ceramic slides made by her that we have is dwindling. Thankfully, we stocked way up for Christmas, so we've got a good few of most of them left over. I see Marty Tauber out there. Happy belated birthday to you, sir.
Happy birthday, sir.
Says he just came in off the ice to watch the show. Glad to hear that. Sue Messias out there. Michael Capato. Glad to see you out there, buddy. So without further ado, why don't we give him a song?
Well, give a shout out to Seth.
Seth?
For joining
Seth
in
Davis? Is he out there?
in Japan. I haven't seen
Our,
him yet, but he'll be watching at some point.
Former CB Gitty employee who joined the Marines and has been stationed over in Okinawa, Japan for a couple of years now, a good while. So glad to see his name pop up. Louis Lamanna out there, Keith Rierick, Susan Shellstad, Vasilios Dimonopoulos. Good to see you out there too, tuning in from Greece.
Pornis, Lynn McDonald, and Steve's Strings are joining us over on YouTube.
Nice. The U's and the Tubes. All right, so yes, music. Two people singing at the same time. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Harder to find these days.
What are you going to launch into first?
Well,
there, Danny?
Mingle.
All right, love this song.
Yo-ho, boys, let her go, boys. Bring her head around into the weather. Yo-ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to mingle away. What care we though? Wait a minute. What they're waiting on the hillside, looking seaward from the heather. Pull around, boys, and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingle Lake. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle Lake. Ships return, oh, heavy laden, mothers holding, bairns are crying. They'll return, oh, when the sun sets. They'll return to Mingle Lake. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle Lake. One more time. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya-ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle Lake.
Love that song. I see J-Dub's out there, and she has her own avatar image now. How very droll. Well, thank you for doing that one, Dan.
You're welcome.
One of my favorite. Not technically a sea shanty. So, which brings us to the question. Just a bit of medicine here for the the benefit that's in it.
I'll have some too.
A drop of the pure.
And I put a lemon drop in there, an all-natural lemon drop. I don't know why. Anyway, what makes a song a sea shanty? Well, it's more than just being about the sea and sailing, although many of them are about that. Sea shanties traditionally are the songs that sailors would sing on the ships, specifically while doing work. There are specific tasks on the ship. Hoisting the mainsail is one of the best known. Furling the mainsail and hoisting this and furling that and cranking and anchoring and all the stuff. Well, all of that was manual labor back in the day. So these songs would be sung often in a call and response. So as you're, hoisting, when I was a little boy, so my father told me, Timmy, wait, and then they'd all join in and sing, the second part. Louis informing us he is not naked. News bulletin, everyone, Louis LaManna is not naked.
Well,
Glad we cleared that up.
Is it normal for him to be?
We're not either. Although, there's no hard evidence that Nick is in fact wearing pants. But
What are pants? If it wasn't so cold, I'd be wearing a kilt.
that hurts so cold. I could feel me bits.
Well, I'd still wear a kilt. Who wants to wear a kilt in the winter?
Not I.
Some people.
I've already told the story. I've only been in a kilt twice, and the first time got off to a rocky start. I put it on backwards. Turns out the pleats go in the back. All right. Well, why don't we run the first video so we don't sing ourselves right out of ourselves? And I've got a couple of new products to talk about, a couple of new things, all sorts of good development-y stuff going on here at CB Gitty HQ. So stay with us. We'll be back after our first video, which is...
Well, this one, I figured why don't we start with the best first? Well, not best, but it's a good video. J-Dubs sent this in, and it's kind of inspired from you, Ben.
What?
Always saying, build what you play, or play what you love and love what you play.
Build what you play,
play what you
play
love.
what you love. Yeah.
And she thinks it's the best advice for making music.
Well, by God.
She's an
Pulled
80s
another
child,
one.
obsessed with 80s rock.
Oh, all right.
And,
Well,
Go wrong there.
we're going to turn the monitors up so we can hear it as we watch.
And
So
this
we'll
is
be
her
back with you.
first
We'll do our hair up.
style solo that she's written herself.
Howdy. All right, we're ready. Bring it on. very, very nicely done, ma'am. And it looked like your fuzzy friends enjoyed it too. What was the third chord? I was trying to strum along. A, E, and then it went to something else, and then ended on what?
Might have been a G.
G?
Maybe.
And then D? All right.
We're showing off our lack of talent for
showing
everybody.
off. Here's how little I really know. The Wit and Wisdom of Ben Gitty Baker. It's a very short book. Very short book. All right, so here's a song. Playing on my steamer trunk guitar here. Before the show, I was checking it because it is a 6-string. Didn't put a truss rod in the neck, but it's staying nice and straight. It's standing up to the tension. The soundboard is stable. So this is going to be the Leaving of Liverpool in the key of C. A little harp. Get a little here, yeah, a little bit of harmonical help from Danny over here. This was one of Charlie Boyle's favorite songs to sing. Farewell to you, my own true love. I am going far away. I am bound for California. I know that I'll return someday. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I have signed on a Yankee sailing ship, Davy Crockett, it is her name, and Burgess is the captain of her. They say that she's a floating shape. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I've sailed with Burgess once before. I think that I know him right well. If a man is a sailor, he can get along, but if not, then he is surely in hell. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Go ahead, Danny. On the harbor, love, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be some long time before I see you again. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. One more time. So fare thee well, my own true love, when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I love all these songs. I miss singing, playing with people so much. I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear up. What the hell else we got? How about I talk about a new product or two, just to get it out of the way. You know how it is. All right, so as I keep saying, we're working on developing a lot of cool new stuff here at CB Gitty. Some of these things will be what I call long game products. They're not going to explode out of the gate and sell 100 in the first week, but it's going to be things that over time people will buy and use and find useful. A good example of that is the new line of binder stencils. Call them such because they are cut from 8.5 by 11 sheets of thin, flexible plastic, and they have holes punched in them so that you can put them in a standard 8.5 by 11 binder. So we thought that Shane and I, pretty much, as we're brainstorming, thought that this was a great idea, right? Like, you know, you don't need a bunch of wacky different stencils all over the place. You can have a library of stencils and templates easily accessible in your workshop. When you need to use one, you take it out, put it on, boom, flip it over to get the reverse side, the reverse shape, you know, because they are interchangeably. So the first series, there's 16 different sound holes. And if you go on the CB Gitty website, you will see them. And they are $7.99 each, $7.99. And the pricing is based on what the material costs, but really it's more about how long it takes to both cut and engrave these. Because I'll show you. I'll come up close. He's coming out to the booth.
Put your masks on. He's up close.
Can you see? All right. Got to get the glare just right. So you can see that each template for these F-hole templates has 8 different sizes. They go from 5.5 inches, you know, the biggest one, 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1 1/4, 1, with the 1-inch one being quite small. And as I say, you put it down face up for one side, face down for the other side to get the matching pair. And so we took the 4, I believe it's 4 or 5 shapes of sound holes that we've been selling in acrylic form for years now, and then added a bunch of others. There's a treble clef, there's a music note, and then there's some things I came up with. One I called the Viper, because it kind of has the look of a cobra, kind of standing up like they do. All sorts of good stuff that I created and put together. And this is just the start. This is the first series. Got a splinter out of something. This is the first series of these binder stencils. The next series will be more basic shapes in all of these sizes. You know, so squares, circles, triangles, pentagons, hexagons, octagons. We aren't going over octagon, but then a shape like a cross and a heart and a shamrock and things like that that make it easy to perfectly trace, or not trace, but stencil the shape on, either for just decorative purposes or if you're going to cut a sound hole out using it. So we got the basic shapes coming. And then I've got a range of 12 different badge shapes, you know, like police and fire officer badges, pointy bottom, round bottom, all sorts of different badge shapes. And then a whole collection of what I call artisan shapes, stencil representations of things like flames and lightning bolts and stop signs and fallout symbols and all these different things. So photographing clear products is hard, turns out. So a whole series of those coming out, trying to expand the line of tools and templates and helpful doodads to make it easier, not just for instrument building. You know, some of these stencils will be useful in general crafting, scrapbooking, all sorts of things like that. Might even get into letters and numbers and different fonts. We'll see. A fleur-de-lis, that's a good idea, Louis. I think I have a fleur-de-lis in my list of artisan shapes that I still have to work through. So that's one thing, right? We got the new printed discs, the Rezo disc box toppers that have begun selling quite well, the paint can lids. We've got I'm pretty excited about it. You know, our hubcap resonator cones. I can show you one, and in so doing, show you the next new product. This is a hubcap resonator version of what has become kind of our standard illustrated cigar box guitar model. This is one where we cut some nice F-holes in. I don't know if you noticed, but this is one of the F-hole designs in that collection of 16 in the new stencils. But a whole line of supporting products for these hubcap cones. We've had these out on the market for a good while now, a year and a half or so, and they sell really well. But to use them, you know, we didn't really have any cover plates that exactly matched the size or anything like that. So that's all coming. Mounting ring systems, cover plates, both bare and printed, all sorts of cool designs, including reproductions of some classic resonator cone covers, like Dobro covers and such, from National Guitar and other companies like that. So that's coming down the line. And then this.
Silhouettes of States.
Huh?
Silhouettes of States.
All 50, huh? That'd be a lot of stencils.
Yeah.
Think about how long it takes to lay each one
Yeah.
out.
Well, that was Steve String's idea out there, so.
You could kind of use one for both
How you
Wyoming
gonna
and
do
Colorado.
Hawaii?
They're the same shape.
And Vermont and New Hampshire, you just flip
Just
one
flip
upside
it.
down.
Yeah.
How you gonna do Michigan though? It's divided in two, and then there's Hawaii, which has multiple islands.
I'd refer that to our resident artist to figure out.
Uh-oh. I think
I mean, some of them you can
Think
just
I bit
use
off
a
more than I could
rectangle
chew.
and just mess
Yeah.
up one of the edges.
Or maybe starting off with the states that have
Blues Impact.
more distinctive, you know, some states, well, I'd probably get myself in trouble saying too much. It seems like some states have more of a cultural identity or a state identity than others, but that's probably, me saying that is probably because I haven't spent a lot of time in a lot of the states that I feel don't have strong cultural identities, and they probably do. But, you know, like, when you think of a state with a strong cultural identity, what do you think of first? Anyone?
Texas.
Texas. You know, Texas clearly is very proud of being Texas. As well they
Florida?
should be. Huh?
Florida.
I don't know. Florida gets so many people who move there from elsewhere. I don't know how strong of a, but you know, like Maine, right next door, they're
Yeah,
pretty.
Maine.
That's where I'm from.
They're pretty distinctive.
Mass has a
Vermont
different
kind
Yeah,
of
Mass.
has a few. Massachusetts certainly.
Alaska,
Actually, everything in
Alaska.
New England just has a different flavor to it.
California.
California.
But we all drop a Oz, you know. It's,
Yep.
it's just to what degree.
All right. So this new guitar, I line a resonator with the nice printed tops. This one, of course, I'm calling the wagon wheel because I found a nice motif of a wagon wheel leaning up against an old barn and centered it just so that the reso cone is kind of in the middle of it. The only song I actually know full. So yeah, that's coming. There's other cool stuff based on that whole idea. Tenor ukuleles, 17-inch scale tenor ukes. People have been asking for a long time. Good stuff on the way. All right, enough talking and jabbering on. What songs did you have on deck, Nick?
I can do Barrett's and Roll Boys Roll.
Do you have the words to Barrett's?
I do.
Oh, good, because I don't.
Well, I pulled those out.
Barrett's
I pulled out
Privateers,
Northwest, and
not-
I pulled out
Not a public domain song.
No.
All right, well, let's run another video.
We got two from a one-man band.
Or one from a two-man band. No, two from a one-man band. All right, let's run those, and then we'll be right back at you. Thank you again for tuning in. I see all of your comments going by. I'm sorry I'm not paying close attention to any questions or anything, but yeah, buddy. We'll see you again in a few minutes.
These are from Bloody Roots.
Bloody
and
Roots?
A little bit of metal.
Heavens. Can
yeah.
you play metal on a cigar box guitar? There we are. So something happened there. That was the remix version, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Anyway.
Transcode properly.
Yep.
The video played before I entered it, so you never know.
Huh.
Live TV.
Live TV. Well, that brings us to our next song. You want to come up and do Barrett's? All right. Nick is going to swap out with Danny and do a Stan Rogers song, a cappella, called Barrett's Privateers. It's not technically a sea shanty, but Stan Rogers wrote a number of songs that sure sound like they are old traditional sea shanties, even though they're more modern, written in the 70s, I imagine.
Yeah, Stan Rogers, great Canadian singer.
Hey!
A.
Sure, and he was.
So,
how did they come up with Canada? His name was C, eh? N-A-D, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, is that your story?
That's all I've got.
Well, you know, the year was 1778. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. A letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I'd ever seen. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Old Sid Barrett cried the town, how I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. For 20 brave men, all fishermen, who would make for him the Antelope's crew. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Oh, the Antelope sloop was a sickening sight. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She'd a list to the port in her sails in rags, and the cooks and the scuppers with the staggers and jags. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the King's birthday we put to sea. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. We were 91 days to Montego Bay, pumping like madmen all the way. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the 96th day we sailed again. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. When a bloody great Yankee hove in sight, with our cracked 4-pounders we made to fight. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Now the Yankee lay low down with gold. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She was broad and fat and loose in the stays, but the catcher took the Antelope 2 whole days. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Then at length we stood 2 cables away. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Our cracked 4-pounders made an awful din, but with one fat ball the Yanks stove us in. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. The Antelope shook and swayed on her side. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Barrage was smashed like a bowl of eggs, and the main truck carried off both me legs. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. So I lay in my 23rd year. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. It's been 6 years since I sailed away, and I just made Halifax yesterday. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Woo! Woo!
There we go.
That's a good one. That's a good one there.
A lot of comments going by. Marcel placed an order today and it shipped within an hour. Hey, we get stuff out on Fridays, by God. Clear the decks. Jimbo says the person... Oh. Somebody's saying they want to be in a bar where a person starts singing, just spontaneously starts singing these songs, and everybody
Done that in the beer tent
joins in.
games.
Hi-de-di-de-di-de-di.
I told you that, right? Going back and forth with one of the pipers in the
at
beer
the
tent.
Highland Games.
He's
yeah.
like, hey, can you sing one? I'm like, yeah, if you play one.
That's a good place
He's
for
like, I'll do
such...
you one better. He buys me a beer, I sing one, he plays one, and we just play the place out.
It continues. That's a good place for such things to spontaneously erupt, is up the New Hampshire Scottish Highland Games every year. Almost every year, not last year.
I've got one more, if y'all humor me.
Stupid COVID.
Stupid COVID.
Which one you doing again?
Sally Brown?
Sally Brown.
Yeah?
I've heard of her. She gets about...
What's she look like? She cute?
Well, we're about to hear
we're
a
about
little
to find
bit about
out.
her, aren't we?
I'm pretty sure Sally Brown's the ship.
Oh,
Oh, is she cute?
whatever it takes.
Maybe. Who knows? Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. It's down to Trinidad to see Sally Brown, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Down to Trinidad to see Sally Brown, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. She's lovely on the foreyard, she's lovely down below, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. She's lovely 'cause she loves me, that's all I want to know, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. Oh, Captain Baker, how do you store your cargo? Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Some I stow forward and some I stow aftward. Hey, hi, Miss Sally Brown. Way up and up she rises. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Way high up and the blocks is different sizes. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. 40 fathoms or more below, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. There's 40 fathoms or more below, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. One more pull, don't you hear the mate a bawling? Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. One more pull, that's the end of all the hauling. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
All right.
Yeah,
That's a
jaunty,
good one.
rising tune.
Now that one is a traditional sea
Yeah.
shanty. You can
Yeah.
just imagine them pulling on ropes and
Yeah.
turning cranks,
The emphasis. And,
pumping,
yeah, because it helped you breathe. It helped you in sync.
and it kept them all on
Yep.
in sync. 'cause
Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Yeah,
in
so-
that way, and I'm sure Shane, who's out there commenting as
Thanks, guys.
Cigar Box Nation, thank you, Nick. The field haulers, the work songs of the fields that often convict gangs would sing were for the same purpose. If you're swinging a pick or shoveling or breaking rocks, boom, you know. So yeah, the history of music I'm sure books have been written, papers have been written, lectures have been given on the role of work songs, basically, of various kinds. It's a fascinating subgenre of some fancy words. Nick, why don't you roll that video? He pulled one out of the archives of another good old sea shanty, Haul Away Joe, one of the better ones. This was from St. Patrick's Day 2 years ago.
I think so. You have a beard.
Huh?
I think so. You have a beard.
Oh, yeah. Back in my scruff days. All right. Well, here's Patrick Boyle and Tyler Foss leading Haul Away Joe.
Oh, when I was a little boy, my mother always told me, Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. That if I did not kiss the girls, my lips would all turn moldy. Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, haul away, we're bound for the better weather. Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Well, first I met a Yankee girl and she was fat and lazy. Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. And then I met an Irish girl, she damn near drove me crazy. Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, haul away, the good ship now is rolling. Chubby, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. King Louis was the king of France before the revolution. Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. But then he got his head cut off, it boiled his constitution. Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, haul away, we're bound for the better weather. Chimney, way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Not.
Oh, boy, that was a good day. Those Irish shows. Hopefully we'll be able to do something somewhat similar this year. I don't know what will be going on up here in this area for St. Patrick's Day celebrations, or if they are going on, if, you know, who would feel safe going. But we're going to do our best. We find our way, don't we? Mm-hmm. So, Danny, you've got a song now.
Yep.
Which might be a traditional sea shanty. I
Sounds
honestly
like it.
don't know. I'm going to look it up.
I don't have the author
Down to
written down.
Australia?
I'm going to look it up in
South
this book.
Australia, yeah.
Pretty sure it is.
The author of this particular book of Celtic Whatnot says it's part seafaring song and part drinking song. A great old traditional tune, perfect for belting out over a few pints in your local pub. Boy, this guy is putting it on thick, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Now, does yours version say
Here's a
Holloway, we're bound to sing, or Holloway, you'll hear me sing?
I put You'll Hear Me Sing, but I've heard it both ways. A lot of these old traditional songs have been sung so many different ways over the years that I'll tell you what, sing it the way that makes you happy.
All right.
Because if you're having fun, what are you doing?
Not having fun.
You're doing it right. If you're having fun.
Yes. All right.
A cappella.
In South Australia I was born, heave away, haul away. In South Australia round Cape Horn, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, your rolling kings, heave away, haul away. Haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. As I walked out one morning fair, heave away, haul away. 'Twas there I met Miss Nancy Blair, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, your rolling kings, heave away, haul away. Haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. There ain't but one thing grieves me mind, heave away, haul away, to leave Miss Nancy Blair behind, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, your rolling kings, heave away, haul away. Haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. Oh, and we wallop around Cape Horn, heave away, haul away. You'll wish to God you'd never been born, we're bound for South Australia. haul away, you rolling kings, heave away, haul away, haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. I wish I was in Australia's strand, heave away, haul away, with a glass of whiskey in me hand, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling kings, heave away, haul away, haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. Port Adelaide's a grand old town, heave away, haul away, there's plenty of girls to go around, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling kings, and heave away, haul away, haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling kings, heave away, haul away, haul away, we're bound to sing, we're bound for South Australia.
Woo. That's not good.
Oh boy, did I feel that one. I haven't sung that for almost a year.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier that the last session, Irish session over and over, that we both went to was March 8th.
Almost a year.
Of last year. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. But anyway, here we are, by God. What else we got?
Why don't we go to Kale?
Why don't we go to Kale? Here's Kale from Porna Studios. What's he doing in this one?
It's so easy.
It is. It's anybody could do it.
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
Howdy folks, I am here at the Buddy Holly Center in Lubbock, Texas. You can probably tell from these huge Buddy Holly glasses behind me. And by the way, the word of the day is glasses. Hey, this here building celebrates one of the greatest singer-songwriters to come out of Texas, one that was taken from us way too soon, Mr. Buddy Holly. And I'd like to do a little tribute to him this morning with one of my favorite Buddy Holly tunes. I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite, but this is certainly one of them. Here we go. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. People tell me love's for fools, but here I go breaking all of the rules. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, so doggone easy. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, and where you're concerned, my heart has learned. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, so doggone easy. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, and where you're concerned, my heart has learned. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. Look into your heart and see what your love book has set apart for me. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, so doggone easy. It seems so easy. Yeah, yeah, and where you're concerned, my heart has learned. It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. Happy Sunday morning.
So we gave you a twofer there, ran that second video, a little bit of steampunkery. Cool stuff. I like steampunk. I think some of it goes a bit too far, but the gears and the pipes and the valves and all of that, I love that design aesthetic. So
Yeah, used in steam locomotives.
well, you know, it's probably part of why I like it, because a lot of those things are part of an actual steam train locomotive. You know, gears and gears.
Oh, it's got to have gears in there somewhere. If it's
Well,
a Lionel steam
the
locomotive.
the Shays did.
Yeah.
They were gears and pistons and all that good stuff. Anyway, this is a good old song. I guess we'd call it a shanty. It was often sung towards the end of a voyage. When the work was done, they were either back in port or almost there. So it has a kind of a sad, wistful feel to it. And we had a verse and a half of rehearsal during that last video stretch. So we're about to see how this goes. Turn we are. Well, I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. You can go ashore and draw your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. You may make her fast and pack your gear. Leave her, Johnny, leave her, and leave her moored to the West Street Pier, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, the winds were foul and the work was hard. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. From Liverpool to the Brooklyn Yard, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. This would be a great time for a fiddle break. Because we don't have a fiddle player here. She shipped it green and made us curse. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the crowd was bad and the old man was worse, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Well, I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. You can go ashore and draw your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Everybody now. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Love that song. I especially love it when Patrick Boyle sings it. But did my best. So thank you, everyone. Again, we've nearly wasted yet another full hour of your Friday afternoon. We are glad you were here with us. This, I've been needing this, I ain't gonna lie. It's been too long, too damn long. Hopefully in the days ahead we'll be able to get back to asking some folks to come in small groups to either join us or do their own thing. It turns out there's a guy who lives about 50 yards away and frequently comes into pub downstairs, who is a professional Irish Celtic singer, musician from Ireland, the lead man of a band of definitely of regional fame, and they've toured beyond the region. Aaron's Guild. Gonna try to get Sean in here.
Yeah.
Our own Sean, if he'll do it. We'll see.
Yep, will make us look bad.
Well, I'll just like, here you go, boy. It's all you, and we can just leave for an hour.
We'll pay you in beer.
It'll be great. It'll be great if he'll do it. So, thank you, Keith. Keith Rierick, always is very kind, saying we're the best show on the net.
Pierced arrow over there on foot. Never wasted Ben. Best ever part of his Fridays.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's good to do this, to be here. A moment of, a few moments of fellowship and camaraderie and all those good things. That's the wrong book. Too many books. Oh, speaking of books, if you are interested in these sea shanty, sea songs, and related things, most of you probably already know this. I have 3 different songbooks where you can find these songs. All right? All right. Here's
They all contain how to play information as
They
well.
do. They do.
And chord charts.
Cards and lyrics and all the good stuff. So the one that is just... That camera's so far away.
Yes, let me.
Can
let
you
me
zoom
fix
it
this.
in on me?
Yes.
It'll get a little grainy, but wait for the digital wizardry to just... All right, so the one that is just sea songs is this... I'll cover up my face. That's my best part to cover up.
Stop moving.
Is shanty. Boy, coming in tight now. Look at the glare, would you? Sea shanties and other related seafaring songs. And you probably already know this, but most of these songs that are now thought of as sea shanties originated in or from the British Navy, right? The British had the widest flung worldwide empire, and these songs a lot of them came from them. A lot of them the Irish either co-opted or contributed to, because sailors on English, British ships were often conscripted from their friends across the Irish Sea there. But of course, other cultures that had a naval presence, the Italians, the Venetians, the Germans, the Russians, the Spanish and the Portuguese, a lot of those folks who did a lot of sailing have their own sea song, sailing song traditions. I don't know about any of those, unfortunately, but I know about these. And so the Sea Shanties book, now this is a cigar box tablature book for 3-string open G, GDG cigar box guitars. So it's got the word, you can't see a damn thing. Stop showing it. It's got the lyrics, it's got the tablature, it's got the chords.
You can read the whole thing out for them.
The
if you
whole
want.
thing, just one.
Page 1.
One dot at a time. 4424. Yeah. So, cigar box guitar tablature. Now, if you don't want just the sea songs, and you want everything I've done as far as Celtic, Scottish, Irish, sea shanties, and related stuff, the book you want, again, cigar box guitar tablature. It's coming in tight.
Hold it up to here.
Is the Celtic Music Compendium. It's got 177 songs, including all of these sea shanties, all right? So that's a lot of flipping tablature in there, man. You know how long that took? A long time. Just long enough. So if you don't care about tablature, if you just want to strum like you see us doing, we're not picking out melodies. Well, I did that one break in whatever the song that was, Mingale. But this book here is the Celtic Session Songbook, and this has become my best-selling book through Amazon. And it is just large print lyrics, or a blank white sheet, according to this camera. Large print lyrics, and that means 16 font size and higher. Lyrics and guitar chords, 6-string guitar chords. So if you want a go-to book for singing and strumming, this is the one. Our good friend Dave Vachon, who is not out there today, nor his wife, well, Dave's working, has a copy of this, and it's well thumbed and bookmarked and tabbed and dog-eared. We should have Dave come in one of these days.
You sing the cobbler?
Sing That one that he does.
The cobbler.
Well, that I was thinking of his signature, the Jolly Rogues of Lynn.
Oh.
Not an Irish song. I believe it's an American song. Anyway, what else we got? We're about done. Unless we've missed something. Have we missed anything?
No.
I don't think so. But we'll take them out on one.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know which one. What do you think? Any requests? Have there been any requests through the
Not
thing?
that I've seen.
Do you know Rolling Down to Old Maui?
I believe.
Because you
I've
could
done it for a while.
You could take this. If you need the words, you could take this one.
No, I got them here.
All right. It's another acapella. We're gonna end acapella, then we'll do the theme song, and
I mean, it's fitting to do a shanty a cappella.
yeah. Well, you know the shanties. Although I believe they would occasionally have a concertina,
Yeah.
like a squeeze box or something, or maybe a harmonica. Who knows? It's a damn tough life, full of toil and strife. We whalemen undergo, and we don't give a damn when we drink our rum, how hard the winds do blow. 'Cause we're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, with a good ship taut and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum for the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui.
Once more we sail with a northerly gale through the ice and wind and rain. Them coconut froms, them tropical lands we soon shall see again. 6 hellish months we've passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea. But now we're bound for the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. How soft the breeze through the island trees, now the ice is far astern. Them native maids, them tropical glades, are waiting our return. Even now their big brown eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see our baggy sails running for the gales, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with the northerly gale towards our island home. Our mainmast sprung, our whaling done, and we ain't got far to roam. Our stumsel bones is carried away, what care we for that sound? A living gale is after us, thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. We'll heave the lead where old Diamond Head looms up old Wahoo. Our masts and yards are sheathed with ice, and our decks are hid from view. The horrid ice of the sea-caked isles that deck the Arctic Sea are miles behind in the frozen wind since we steered for old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. So we have only scratched the surface here today of the collection of seafaring songs and sea shanties. Even honestly, my books only scratch the surface. There's hundreds of them out there, many of them barely known. Some of them, all we have is the words. We don't know what the tunes were that they were sung to. So quite a fascinating sub-genre musical delight, I say. Oh, I did have one more thing. Just a quick one. Hornpipes.
Hornpipes are a variety of Irish tune, a mostly Celtic tune, but also a type of dance, and they are thought to have originated in sailing songs. A lot of piping would happen on the ships. They would pipe the different shifts of the work they had to do. A guy with like a piccolo-like thing. I'm not sure what the exact wind instrument was. They would pipe this and pipe that would let the sailors know.
Whistle?
Yes. Yeah. And I think the hornpipes that we play today, some of them originated in some of those tunes. So I've got one here. I'm going to try to scratch out on the fiddle. Uh-oh. The fiddle has shifted. Actually, forget all of that.
The shifting fiddles would be a really good
The shifting
name.
fiddle. I can play it on the banjo, though. So this one's called Off to California. California shows up in a lot of old sailing songs, especially Irish seafaring songs. I think partly, the Irish potato famine and the California gold rush in the mid-1800s all kind of happened around the same time. And I think that California kind of became the fantasy land of golden opportunity. What's the one of I'm going to California and I'm getting rich and Machine Durkin.
Yeah, Machine Durkin.
So California shows up in a number of
I
songs.
thought you meant the Led Zeppelin song there for a second. Going to California with an aching in my heart.
Do you know that one?
It's pretty
I don't
easy,
think we've
except
ever played Zeppelin on this show.
Except the bridge. I cannot say that the heart of the God. I cannot quite hit that yet.
Jimmy Page gets wound up. He's hard to follow.
Yeah, but the rest of it's easy.
Isn't the is that Led Zeppelin?
That is Zeppelin. That's
Cashmere.
Cashmere.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's sung it, but it's
No,
cool.
the Rain's
I've never
pretty
tried to
easy.
sing it, but I played it.
Huh?
Fool in the Rain's not too hard.
Yeah, some of
I
those.
don't know all the words yet. I haven't memorized it.
All right, so this is Off to California, a hornpipe in 2 parts, key of G. I didn't know you know all the chords to that one.
Well, Sully used to do that one.
Oh, that's
anyway,
right.
So, yeah.
That's right. Now I wish
It's been a while. I was like, okay, I think I got it.
Now I wish I
Another one I haven't done
fiddle
for
had
almost
been
a year.
tuned.
Yeah.
I actually tuned the fiddle before the show. All right.
Oops.
So I
I'm
played
making a
you
mess
that
back
one
here.
so that we can now play you this one and get out of here. It's 10 after 4, for God's sake.
It's 10 after 4, and you know what
I won't
happens
play
in
what
50
you want,
minutes? Beer.
Beer, 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 shiddly beer, beer, beer. A long time ago, way back in history. All right, we didn't come here to sing you that one.
Charlie Mops will have to wait.
So this is the new, not yet listed. You know I love showing off things that you can't even buy yet. But the hubcap resonator version of our illustrated guitars. And for those of you willing to stay tuned, in the next month or 2, there will be a tenor ukulele version.
Say what?
Hold on to your onions, people. Hey, it's Dan Caldwell. Dan, are you already downstairs?
He says it's beer time, so
I know it's beer time. It's past beer time, by God. All right, let's play this silly song.